And mixed emotions here in Israel as this ground offensive continues to expand. And joining us now to discuss is Major General retired Yaakov Amidror, former head of the National Security Council, current fellow at Jerusalem Institute for Strategy and JINSA Strategic Center in Washington, D.C. Thanks so much for joining us today. Now, tell us what the significance of expanding this ground offensive is. What does this mean exactly, and what should people expect?
It means the new renewing the war in Gaza means that the diplomatic efforts failed, and by diplomacy we cannot get our hostages. And the only way to get them is to make a war in which the IDF will go all over the Gaza Strip, put its hands on the members of Hamas, deteriorate the capabilities of Hamas to fight inside Gaza Strip, and reaching the hostages in the military way to release them. But the combination of releasing the hostages and the war means that Israel is determined to destroy Hamas totally. Totally means that it remains as an idea, it remains as a dream, but all the members of Hamas will be disarmed or will be killed or both. And Hamas, as a military organization, it's an organization who can control the Gaza Strip, will not exist. This is the meaning of this is the goal of the new operation.
So Defense Minister Israel Katz said this morning troops will move to capture extensive territory that will be added to the State of Israel security areas. Tell us, what does this mean? Is he referring to expanding a buffer zone between Israel and Gaza?
Because he didn't elaborate, I really don't understand what does it mean. The only logic that there is in those words of the Minister of Defense is extending the buffer zone around Gaza. I don't see any other goal that might be fulfilled by extending or whatever land into Israel. But the truth is that without this word, even if we don't have any plan to extend the buffer zone, this stage will lead to conquering the whole Gaza Strip, because this is the only way that we can be sure that afterwards Hezbollah will not exist as a military organization in the Gaza Strip, and that we have a chance to get to the hostages. Today, Hamas is not relevant as a threat to Israel. We are fighting Hamas in the last almost 2 or 3 weeks, and he succeeded to launch with the Islamic Jihad together 7 or 8 missiles into Israel. That's all. Not even one raid towards the border of Israel. And the resistance inside Gaza is very limited. So as the military structure of Hamas was destroyed, now we have to go after all the groups one by one to identify them, to find them within the civilians, and to kill them all. And that will be a long operation, less extensive in using firepower. It will be more an effort to go building after building to identify them and to kill them and to destroy all the remnants of the underground system which still exists in Gaza.
Now, the IDF issued an evacuation order for the area in between Rafah and Khan Yunis, a location where ground troops have not yet operated in. Why is it the first time troops will be entering this zone, and what is likely the goal here?
Some parts of that had been penetrated by the IDF in the past, but the IDF retreated from all these areas. So practically, we have to take it again, and we know that some of the systems still exist, and Hamas try to recruit more terrorists into the line. So it will be an effort to recapture the area, and then to isolate it and to identify all members of Hamas and to kill them if will be any resistance.
So Katz also said this morning he's calling on the residents of Gaza to remove Hamas and return all of the hostages. Now, we know unprecedented large anti-Hamas protests took place in Gaza last week, but we're starting to learn details about a 22-year-old man who was murdered by Hamas for participating in one of those protests. Now, his family told the Free Press news outlet their son was stabbed 170 times with screwdrivers and knives. His body was mutilated and tortured and eventually thrown off of a tall building. It's absolutely horrifying to even just recount this on our show, but these are the realities of who Hamas really is. Now, when details like this come to light, what more can it tell us about Hamas and how they operate inside of the Gaza Strip?
As I said, Hamas is not relevant as a threat towards Israel at the present. What we have to make sure and to guarantee for the future that it will not be stronger in the future and will not be a threat to Israel in the future. And for that, we have to reconquer the whole Gaza Strip and to eliminate all its remnants, including the people, the commanders, all the terrorists, the infrastructure, the underground infrastructure, and so on and so forth. What this story tells us is that Hamas is still strong enough to control Gaza. The people of Gaza are not strong enough to stand against it, because whoever will stand against Hamas will be assassinated immediately, will be tortured, his family will suffer, and so on and so forth. So if we want to save the life of as many people in Gaza as possible, and to make free Gaza from the atrocities of Hamas, if we want to give the people of Gaza any chance to rebuild Gaza and to live in normal life and not under terror organization which don't hesitate to do these atrocities to save his control, it's the only way is to destroy Hamas totally. In a way, Israel is now fighting less for Israel because I said it's not a threat to Israel today, and it is more about the ability of the region to bring the Palestinians in Gaza, the ability to rebuild Gaza.
Well, thank you so much for your perspective today, all of your time, especially as all of this continues to develop inside of the Gaza Strip.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and the Chag Sameach.